Deep in Arizona's Superstition Mountains lies a legend that has haunted treasure hunters for over a century. The lost Dutchman's gold mine, said to be a hidden vein of unimaginable riches, it has lured countless seekers with promises of fortune. But those who searched often found only hardship, disappearance or death. Was there truly gold in the desert, or has the mine always been nothing more than a deadly mirage? The story of the lost Dutchman's mine begins in the 19th century, during the height of the American gold rush. Prospectors swarmed across the West, scouring deserts and mountains for hidden veins of precious metal. Among the most enduring legends to emerge was that of a German immigrant, often referred to as the Dutchman, though he was not Dutch at all, named Jacob Waltz. Waltz settled in Arizona Territory in the mid-1800s, living a quiet life as a farmer and prospector. Locals whispered that he had discovered a secret gold mine hidden deep within the rugged Superstition Mountains east of Phoenix. According to the legend, Waltz occasionally appeared in town with exceptionally pure gold ore, unlike anything mined in the region. When asked about its source, he gave vague, cryptic answers, hinting at a hidden treasure he alone knew how to reach. As the story spread, curiosity grew, but Waltz guarded his secret fiercely. Some claimed he revealed fragments of the mine's location only on his deathbed in 1891, describing landmarks and clues that could lead others to the treasure. His words, however, were contradictory and incomplete, leaving behind more questions than answers. After Waltz's death, the legend of the lost Dutchman's mine exploded into popular imagination. Treasure hunters began pouring into the superstitions, armed with maps, rumors, and dreams of riches. What they found instead was one of the harshest landscapes in the Southwest: jagged cliffs, scorching heat, and endless stretches of desert where many lost their way. After Jacob Waltz's death, rumors of his hidden fortune spread like wildfire. People who had known him swore that he possessed sacks of gold ore, so rich it seemed almost impossible. Some claimed that on his deathbed he muttered clues about the mine's location, mentioning landmarks like a sharp peak, a hidden canyon, and a place where the sun shines on the face of the rock at just the right hour. These cryptic hints fueled the obsession of countless fortune seekers. By the late 19th and early 20th centuries, expeditions into the Superstition Mountains multiplied. Adventurers carried hand-drawn maps, many of them fakes or forgeries, sold in saloons and trading posts. Families passed down supposed directions for generations, each one slightly different, each promising the key to the Dutchman's secret. But the superstitions were unforgiving. The mountains, named for the Apache belief that they were cursed and sacred, were notorious for their deadly terrain. Jagged cliffs, rattlesnakes, and searing desert heat claimed more than a few lives. Some searchers simply vanished, their remains never found. Stories circulated that the mine was protected not only by the land itself, but also by a curse, that those who sought it would meet misfortune or death. Despite the risks, the legend only grew stronger. Newspapers published sensational accounts of men who swore they had seen the mine's entrance, only to lose it again. Each new tale added fuel to the fire, ensuring that the lost Dutchman's mine would remain one of America's most enduring treasure legends. By the early 20th century, the lost Dutchman's mine had become more than a legend. It was an obsession. Every year, fortune seekers vanished into the Superstition Mountains, armed with maps, journals, or fragments of Waltz's supposed directions. Some returned empty-handed and broken, while others never returned at all. One of the most famous maps, said to have been drawn by Waltz himself, surfaced in the 1890s. Known as the Peralta map, it depicted cryptic symbols and landmarks believed to mark the mine's location. whether authentic or forged, it fueled generations of treasure hunters. Many traced the map's markings across canyons and ridges, convinced they were on the brink of discovery. None ever found the mine. The Peralta family legend also added fuel to the mystery. According to stories, a Mexican family named Peralta had discovered rich veins of gold in the Superstitions decades earlier. Their mining operations were said to have ended in tragedy when Apache warriors attacked, killing the miners and sealing the treasure away. Waltz, some claimed, had learned the mine's location from a Peralta descendant. With each retelling, the story grew darker. Some claimed the Apache cursed the land, warning outsiders to stay away. Others whispered that spirits guarded the treasure, luring seekers to their doom. Strange lights, phantom figures, and unexplained deaths were woven into the tale, transforming the lost Dutchman's mine from a simple treasure hunt into a legend of danger and mystery. The line between fact and folklore blurred, but one thing was certain: the more the mine remained hidden, the more powerful its legend became. Throughout the 20th century, the Superstition Mountains became a magnet for adventurers chasing the promise of the lost Dutchman's mine. Every few years, headlines appeared about another body found in the desert, another group lost in the canyons, or another prospector swearing he had glimpsed the mine before it vanished, like a mirage. Some treasure hunters left behind journals describing their quests. Many spoke of mysterious markers, piles of stones arranged in patterns, petroglyphs on canyon walls, or crosses etched into the rock. To believers, these were signs pointing toward the Dutchman's treasure. To skeptics, they were random natural formations, or the work of pranksters eager to keep the legend alive. The dangers of the superstitions were real. Temperatures soared to deadly levels in the summer, while steep cliffs and hidden ravines claimed the careless, venomous snakes. Sudden storms and the sheer remoteness of the region made survival difficult. Yet, despite these risks, fortune seekers kept coming. The possibility of gold worth millions outweighed the dangers for those lured by the story. The mystery was further fueled by supposed deathbed confessions. Men near the end of their lives claimed to have seen the mine, even to have extracted gold from it, but each admitted they could never find it again. Others told tales of being chased away at gunpoint by shadowy figures determined to keep the mine hidden. The more people died or disappeared, the more locals spoke of a curse. Some said the land itself rejected outsiders, punishing greed with tragedy. The lost Dutchman's mine had become not just a treasure hunt, but a test of fate. By mid-century, the lost Dutchman's mine was no longer just a local legend. It had become part of American folklore. Newspapers and magazines published sensational stories of missing prospectors, while Hollywood films and novels romanticized the tale of hidden treasure in the desert. The Superstition Mountains, once a remote and forbidding landscape, were now a stage for countless myths. One of the most famous searchers was Adolph Ruth, an elderly treasure hunter from Washington, D.C. In 1931, Ruth ventured into the Superstitions, carrying maps he believed pointed to the mine. Weeks later, his skull was found with a bullet hole, his body discovered months afterward. The official cause of death was heat and exhaustion, but rumors of murder spread quickly. Many believed Ruth had been killed for getting too close to the mine's location. His death added fuel to the legend, convincing many that powerful forces were determined to keep the treasure hidden. Other deaths followed, some from natural causes, others under mysterious circumstances. Each tragedy only deepened the aura of danger. To believers, these incidents confirmed the mine's curse. To skeptics, they were the inevitable result of reckless treasure hunters underestimating the deadly Arizona desert. Despite the risks, expeditions never ceased. Amateur adventurers, Professional explorers and even scientists tried their luck, searching caves, ridges, and canyons. Some claimed to have found pieces of high-quality gold ore, but no one could locate the elusive vein of riches described in the legend. By this time, the lost Dutchman's mine was more than a treasure. It was a riddle, one that promised glory to anyone bold enough to solve it, and ruin to those who failed. As the decades passed, the lost Dutchman's mine drew not only fortune-seekers, but also professional investigators and historians determined to separate fact from folklore. Archaeologists studied the region, uncovering traces of Native American habitation and old mining attempts, but nothing that could be tied definitively to Jacob Waltz. Historians pored over land records and Waltz's personal history, piecing together a portrait of a man who may have exaggerated or concealed the truth about his gold. Skeptics argued that the mine never existed. They suggested Waltz's gold came from high-grade ore he had stolen or stumbled upon elsewhere, perhaps from a Mexican or native mine he kept secret. Others believed he salted the legend himself, scattering rich ore samples to maintain the illusion of hidden treasure. Still, believers clung to the stories. Eyewitness accounts described Waltz producing gold nuggets of astonishing purity, and deathbed testimonies hinted at landmarks that some explorers claimed to rediscover generations later. The Peralta stones, a set of carved rocks inscribed with cryptic maps, emerged in the 1940s and fueled further speculation. Were they authentic relics from early miners, or clever hoaxes meant to exploit the legend? The superstitions themselves remained central to the story. The Apache people had long regarded the mountains as sacred, warning outsiders that they were cursed. Strange tales of phantom lights, ghostly figures, and unexplained deaths circulated widely, weaving mysticism into the legend of the mine. By the mid-20th century, the lost Dutchman's mine had become a paradox. Despite decades of searching and countless lives lost, its existence was neither proven nor disproven. The desert continued to guard its secret, silent and unyielding. By the late 20th century, the lost Dutchman's mine had become one of the most famous treasure legends in the world. Television specials, books, and documentaries explored the mystery, each offering new theories and alleged discoveries. Amateur explorers continued to flood the Superstition Mountains, chasing dreams of fortune despite the long list of deaths and disappearances. Local authorities often warned against reckless expeditions. Search and rescue teams were frequently dispatched to find hikers who underestimated the harsh desert terrain. Some were found alive but dehydrated and delirious, while others never returned. The mine's legend was no longer just about hidden gold. It had become entwined with real tragedies that kept its aura of danger alive. Meanwhile, scientists and skeptics maintained that no such mine could exist. The geology of the superstitions, they argued, did not support the existence of a rich vein of gold. Yet believers countered with stories of recovered ore, of extraordinary purity, supposedly traced back to Waltz's secret source. Each side fueled the debate, ensuring the legend never faded. In 1977, the U.S. government established the Superstition Wilderness Area, protecting the land from development, but doing little to stop treasure hunters. On the contrary, the restrictions seemed only to deepen the mystique, convincing many that authorities were hiding something. By then, the lost Dutchman's mine had transcended its origins. It was no longer simply a question of gold, but a cultural myth, a story of greed, obsession, and the human longing to uncover secrets buried in the earth. Today, the lost Dutchman's mine remains one of the most enduring mysteries of the American West. Despite over a century of searching, no one has ever produced definitive proof of the mine's existence. Countless maps, supposed clues, and whispered directions circulate, yet the desert keeps its silence. Every year, new adventurers venture into the Superstition Mountains, armed with GPS devices and modern equipment. Some hope to succeed where generations failed, while others are drawn by the romance of the legend rather than the lure of gold. Hikers report strange experiences, unexplained sounds, ghostly figures at dusk, or sudden feelings of being watched. Whether products of exhaustion, fear, or something more, these stories feed the mountain's reputation for mystery. Historians now view the tale as a blend of truth and myth. Jacob Waltz may indeed have had access to rich ore, but whether it came from a hidden mine or a stolen source remains unsolved. For treasure hunters, that uncertainty is the fuel that keeps the legend alive. The superstitions stand unchanged: jagged cliffs, scorching heat, and winding canyons where secrets can hide forever. To some, they are cursed, to others they are sacred, and to those who chase the dream of Waltz's fortune, they are a promise of glory just out of reach. The lost Dutchman's mine may never be found, but its true treasure lies not in gold, but in the story itself, a legend that continues to inspire wonder, obsession, and fear in all who dare to seek it. The lost Dutchman's mine endures as one of America's most haunting legends. For over a century, seekers have chased Jacob Waltz's secret through the unforgiving Superstition Mountains, many finding only danger and death. Was there ever gold, or only a story too powerful to die? Perhaps the real treasure lies not in the earth, but in the mystery itself, forever luring dreamers into the desert's silent embrace.